Under the blinding lights of Madison Square Garden, the air was heavy with history. Every seat was filled. Every cheer echoed through generations. On this night, it wasn't just another boxing match. It was a clash between two icons from two proud nations. In one corner, Roy Jones Jr., the American phenomenon, once untouchable, lightning fast, the very definition of boxing genius. In the other, Felix Tito Trinidad, Puerto Rico's fearless warrior, pure power, pure pride, pure fire. Both men were returning from long absences, both fighting not just their opponent, but time itself. As the camera zoomed in, you could see it, that mix of confidence and defiance in Jones's eyes, the quiet rage burning inside Trinidad. The crowd was split down the middle, chants of USA clashing with Puerto Rico, until the arena became a storm of sound. The bell rang, and the past met the present. Jones circled, smooth as silk, his movement still hypnotic. Trinidad stalked forward, his gloves high, ready to test if the legend still had life. The first exchange came quick. Jones' jab snapping like a whip, Trinidad's hook whistling through the air with deadly intent. Every feint carried memories of old wars. Every punch carried years of legacy. When the bell closed round one, neither man smiled. The respect was there, yes, but so was the danger. Both knew it. One mistake, and it could all end. The legend wasn't over, but tonight, one legacy would be. The second round opened like a fuse being lit. Trinidad moved in first, unleashing his signature power shots, looping left hooks aimed at Jones's ribs, testing the speed, testing the reflexes. Jones didn't rush. He leaned back, let Trinidad's glove slice air, then countered with a crisp right hand that snapped the crowd to its feet. The impact echoed, and for a brief second, the old Roy Jones Jr. shimmered. The reflexes, the timing, the arrogance of a man who once ruled boxing's world. But Trinidad wasn't just any opponent. He absorbed the shot, smiled, and pressed forward. Each punch from him was thrown with intent to hurt, to humble, to remind Jones that power can silence skill. Jones danced, his footwork almost theatrical, his gloves dropping to his sides, baiting the Puerto Rican warrior to chase. The crowd was roaring now, half in awe, half in disbelief. Trinidad landed a stiff jab, then another. Jones answered with a counter left hook that barely missed by a whisper. The tension was electric. Midway through the round, Trinidad cornered Jones and unleashed a furious combination. Hooks, uppercuts, everything he had. Jones covered, slipped, and suddenly countered with a lightning-fast flurry that exploded like fireworks. The fans rose as one. For the first time in years, they were seeing shades of prime Roy, but Trinidad kept walking through the storm, his chin solid, his will unbroken. As the bell rang, both fighters stared across the ring, breathing hard, drenched in sweat, and smiling the kind of smile only warriors understand. This wasn't about winning anymore. This was about proving who still belonged on the mountain. Round 3 began with an unspoken agreement. No more testing, no more patience. This was war now. Trinidad came out like a man possessed, his gloves launching bombs from every angle. Jones backpedaled, pivoted, rolled under hooks, firing counters that blurred on camera. Every second was chaos and beauty intertwined. Jones's right hand found its mark again and again, snapping Trinidad's head back, but the Puerto Rican refused to step back. He was too proud, too stubborn, too determined to be broken. Halfway through the round, Jones landed a clean overhand right that sent a shockwave through the arena. Trinidad's knees dipped. The crowd screamed. Was this it? Jones moved in for the finish, unleashing a surgical assault of speed and power, his combinations slicing through Trinidad's guard. But somehow Tito survived. He held, clinched, and fired back with a brutal left hook to the body that made Jones wince for the first time. The tables turned again. Both men were fighting on instinct now. By the end of the round, Their faces told the story. Sweat mixed with blood, pride carved into exhaustion. The audience was no longer just watching. They were witnessing time rewind. Two fighters past their primes, still fighting like the world depended on it. When the bell rang, Trinidad tapped his chest and pointed at Jones, as if to say, "You can't break me." Jones nodded once. No words, no taunts, just silent respect. This was no ordinary fight. This was a duel of legacies, refusing to fade. Round 4, the sound of gloves meeting skin echoed like thunder. Trinidad came forward again, relentless, but his timing was slipping. Jones had found the rhythm, found the distance, and he started to pick him apart with precision. Jab, right hand, left hook, the combinations flowed like music. Each shot was a reminder of what made Jones a legend, but Trinidad kept coming, even as his face showed the toll. The crowd was chanting both names now, Tito, Roy, an anthem of respect for two warriors too proud to quit. Then came the moment that changed everything. Midway through the round, Trinidad launched a wide left hook. Jones slipped it perfectly and answered with a straight right that detonated like lightning. Trinidad's legs buckled. The crowd erupted as he stumbled back, eyes wide, refusing to go down. Jones moved in, smelling blood, firing another right hand that snapped Trinidad's head. Somehow, impossibly, Tito survived again. The referee watched closely, but Trinidad waved him off, shouting that he was fine. Jones smiled, the Predator's smile. He knew now. He had him. The rest of the round was Jones at his best, feinting, striking, dazzling. Trinidad threw back when he could, but the momentum had shifted. The master had regained control. As the bell rang, Trinidad walked back to his corner slower, breathing harder. Jones stood in the center of the ring, arms down, eyes burning. The message was clear. The king still reigns. The fifth round began in near silence, not because the crowd was quiet, but because they were holding their breath. Trinidad looked defiant, but the fatigue was written across his face. Jones looked alive, calm, confident, dangerous. From the opening seconds, Jones dictated the pace, moving like time itself was bending to his will. Trinidad tried to close the distance, but every step brought punishment. Jab, right hand, left hook, each punch landing cleaner, sharper, heavier. Then, out of nowhere, Jones unleashed the perfect combination, right hand, left hook, straight right. Trinidad's knees buckled, his body falling back against the ropes. The referee stepped in as Jones stood over him, eyes cold, heart calm. It was over. Roy Jones Jr. had done what legends do, reminded the world why they're called legends. The crowd exploded into cheers, not for one man but for both. Trinidad, ever the warrior, stood again, battered but proud. Jones extended a glove. Trinidad nodded and took it. No words were needed. The fight was more than victory. It was about legacy, honor, and the refusal to fade quietly. As the lights dimmed and the crowd roared, one truth echoed louder than any punch. You can slow time, but you can't silence greatness. That night in the garden, two legends danced with destiny, and both walked away immortal.